I'm also looking forward to seeing Double J in Knoxville, but there is going to be somebody that you probably need to give an attaboy to. I don't know if you were there to see it, but over the weekend, there's reports out that Christopher Daniels quietly had his very last match. It was on AEW Collision Saturday night against Hangman Adam Page. They pulled out all the stops, and there's reports online that this was his last match, but he didn't want to make a big deal about it. I know that he was basically almost a day one guy for you in TNA. Yes. You think about those Orlando days, and man, he was such a central figure in so many classic moments. We were just talking about Elix doing the cage walk and what a big deal that is. Christopher Daniels is there for so many of those major moments, including that three-way that was one of the first matches in America to get 5 stars. I mean, it was really something to see him in TNA, and now we know he's got a great job behind the scenes with AEW helping with talent relations, and he's a critical part of that whole operation. But anytime a guy has his last match, it's a big deal. What do you think of this report that Christopher Daniels is hanging him up?
So this conversation, as it relates to me, Conrad, and I know I have zero say in this, and not to be continued. I got the text, and I'll leave it nameless because that would be exposing, not exposing, but I just don't want to reveal the name. Said, hey, did you know that was Chris's last match? Something that effect. And I text, why? Does it have to be? I don't, that caught me off guard. And here's why. If this is his decision, and he really, in his mind, and I've heard my father and Lawler and a couple of other vets, old timers, I've heard them say different stories about they knew it was over, or this guy, so-and-so, there's no amount of money, or he walked out, went up to the promoter, turned his money back in and said, I'm done, I'm not going to take all these different kind of stories. But if this is Chris's call, cool. But man, do you know how many people that get into this business today or have over the last, because Chris has been in, I think, 30 years, I heard, not many people get to have the career of a Christopher Daniels. So if it is, if this really is calling it a career, I'd certainly, I think the business, I mean this, and I'm going to tell Chris this. It's funny you brought it up, though. I think the business deserves maybe a strong word, but would want, if he's done, my God, look what he's done to this. Let's give him a little bit better send off. I'm not saying, go out to California and rent a whatever venue and Chris Daniels' last match. I'm not saying all that, but I'm just saying, hey man, let's kind of give him a send off, because to me, TNA day winner, in a lot of ways, I know Ring of Honor as well, but kind of the independent grind that Chris put himself through is very respectful. And then the AEW. So I'd like to see Chris have a better send off if he would so accept. I'll get off my soapbox, Conrad, but that's truly how I feel. I was a little like, a little agitated situation, man. If he's really done, let's send him off in a more appropriate way.
It's something you and I agree on for sure. I would love to see him have a match on a pay-per-view or a big special and a great story, and let everybody know, and let all the friends and family and the fans. I mean, yeah, Christopher Daniels is a big time player in pro wrestling, and timing is everything. If I can't help but wonder, like if Christopher Daniels came along today, how much of a bigger star he would have been and more money he would have been. I mean, he was coming into WCW at a time when they were going down.
Yeah,
and there's rumor and innuendo that he was supposed to be the higher power with the WWE a year before that. It's just interesting to look at his career and think about, man, if he was just a few years different here or there, it could have been a lot different. But hey, if he's happy, I'm happy. According to Cage Match, he's had 1,840 matches. I'm sure it's even more than that. But his first one.
Whatever it is you love, Paramount Plus has a mountain of it. From the biggest movies.
One was back in 1993. So yeah, 31 years this April. Or sorry, 32 years this April.
Yeah. And that's, X Division champ, tag champ in AEW. Just, kind of everywhere he went, he worked himself up the card. The thing that came to my mind immediately when I got the text the other night, I get it, Hangman's a bad honcho, but if Chris is calling it a career, the amount of people in this industry today that would kill to have his career. So let's show Chris that respect. That's it.
I totally agree. And I wanted to ask you, as we're getting ready for this big show that's coming up tomorrow in Knoxville, the week after that, next week.
Oh boy.
You're going to be in Huntsville.
Yes, sir.
And I'm looking forward to Huntsville. We're going to have a lot of fun. Top Guy Weekend is going to get kicked off that weekend. Jerry Lynn is going to be helping us do some fantasy camp stuff. We're going to be booking a card. We got panel discussions. Efren's got an incredible championship belt. I mean, I can't wait until you see this belt that Efren had made for the game event. And I don't know that you were there for it, but man, we had the most fun ever last year playing his game during the actual Royal Rumble match. All the top guys drew a number for both the women's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble. So it added that element of, hey, whoever's coming out next, not only do we get to see who the superstar is, because listen, let's be honest, once you're past about 10 years old, when somebody comes out like, hey, that guy's got a shot to win it, well, really there's no shot there. But the added element of, wait a minute, who's got that number? Who is that? Because everybody's trying to win a prize. Man, genius game with Efren. It was so fun, Jeff.
And the guy won both of them? No.
He walked out of there with $1,000 cash and a whole bunch of ring use memorabilia. And this year we got WrestleMania tickets up. How fun is that going to be?
Damn, dude.
Come on now. That's going to be fun.
You can still get in, folks. I can hear the ad read in my mind. So.
No, that wasn't even an ad read. I was just letting you know that's what we're doing.
You can still get in.
Yes.
To win Mania tickets?
Yeah, dude. Adfreeshows.com. You get to run the ropes. You get to take a flat back. Jerry Lynn's going to show you what's what. Then you get to book your own card. That guy's a heel. These guys are baby faces. Let's do a tag. I want to manage. I mean, it's like that. And then the next day, some panel discussions, conversations, and secrets you can't hear anywhere else. Then we're going to play that game. Of course, we got some fellowship. Cassio's going to do a comedy show with some wrestling flavor on it. We're going to be hanging out at the booth. And AEW's in town, not only doing Dynamite, but a Collision taping too. Like, it's an embarrassment of riches at adfreeshows.com. Jeff, I'm pumped for next week, dude.
Huge. Yeah, a lot of fun. I'm personally looking forward to my role, so I'll just leave it at that.